Hey everybody,
This is ContactTalkRadio.com. Consciousness in action. And you are taking action into your consciousness by tuning into Contact Talk Radio.
And on TuneIn.com, Ping.fm, and Upsnap Mobile.
Contact Talk Radio.
Welcome to Spiritual Psychic with Sarah Wiseman, where you'll learn how to unlock the secrets of spiritual intuition and your own psychic gifts. Here's Sarah.
welcome to the annual forecast. Divinestrology Annual Forecast 2023, and this is a channeled forecast that I've been channeling for the year for quite some time now. If you want to sign up and get it delivered direct to your inbox, the annual forecast, and we also have a monthly forecast, just go to sarahwiseman.com. 2023. A year of surprising ease. And here's what the guides have to say. Are you surprised by how you feel? Did you not expect to feel better, calmer, more hopeful? For yes, this is a time of hope. A turning point has been reached due to the efforts of all souls on Gaia. The collective has experienced the extreme discomfort of accelerated awakening. But now in 2023, what lies before you is much better than what you expect. You've entered a new dimension and everything is different. There's no going back, and who would want to? The future unfolds splendidly before you. You've lifted up a notch. By you, we mean you personally and you, the collective, for everything is always occurring in oneness. Nothing happens on its own. Everything is instantaneous, interconnected, and now happening in all dimensions at once. Your continued opening into this new understanding is your salvation. It is why there is hope in this arriving future, even if you don't believe it yet. Breathe, trust that you have arrived in a new world. Everything flows from consciousness. You are seeing what you could not see before. In 2023, expansion continues. What is to come has been set in motion by past events, for from great pain comes great understanding. Remember, history does not repeat forever. Once a level of awareness shifts, you do not need to repeat the same mistakes again. We say it would be difficult for things to go backwards at this point. It would take a huge amount of effort to stop this momentum. Go forward in trust. You will be surprised how effortless this next passage is. Everything feels different and is different because you are different. We bless you in this marvelous progression. In 2023, you will experience an unfolding of one understanding into the next. Whoops, here it were. As easily as a flower blooms. Slowly, at such imperceptible speed, you may not notice until the flower has fully opened. How did this happen? The flower was bud, and now it is bloom. And when did this happen? It happened while you were busy with your life. The flower was blooming right in front of you. This is how things are for the next decades. Soft, imperceptible expansion that leads to remarkable beauty and grace. Release your worries and fears. You will not notice change as it happens, only after it is completed. You may release your worries and fears for the future, not only because what you dread is not going to manifest, but because releasing worry and fear is a part of your expansion. Worry and fear are antiquated methods of dealing with foreknowing that are no longer useful to you. Yes, you learned them as they were passed down to you. So much pain in all the ancestry. But now in this new age, they are not needed. They do not work. Now, and they will not serve you. We say again, they do not work in this new reality. It is time to pick up new tools. In 2023, you can trust that life on the planet is getting better, and more importantly, life in your mind is getting better. What you believe is what forms into reality, and the collective agreements in group mind are changing rapidly and for good. Are old structures tumbling down? Oh yes, they are tumbling. Are old ways ending? Oh yes, they are collapsing before your eyes. Old power becomes null and void because it is no longer useful. The new reality is not based on separation, but on oneness. The new world is forming because you have become conscious, and everything flows from consciousness. We ask that you keep going. It is normal for things to change. In 2023, change accelerates. When you watch an old movie, you shake your head at the dated clothing, decor, lifestyle, technology, hopelessly archaic. Yet your world of even a few years ago is just as dated. Change accelerates. The future is creating faster than before. Be ready. 2023 trends, and here's what they've given as some of the pieces that you'll notice beginning to shift. 2023 is a 7-year, which in numerology speaks of ease, effortlessness, the removal of all obstacles. In 2023, you will see many obstacles removed. And this is the beginning of these shifts. It does not mean they're all accomplished in 2023. This is where things are going. 1, corruption. Large contingents of spies, secret keepers, saboteurs, and fearmongers will be revealed and denounced. This is interesting, the wording, spies and secret keepers and saboteurs. In 2020, the wording for the channel forecast was illness will be revealed, and so that was an odd wording. And I'm looking at this wording now: spies, secret keepers. We'll see what that's about. 2, food. The collective loses its taste for processed food. How we eat changes within a decade. So that's only 10 years to a total transformation. And I think this probably is referring to the chemicals in our food and the processing in our food. The collective loses its taste for processed food. 3, meat. The collective loses its taste for meat. It's not moral, spiritual, or health related. It's practical. As a collective, you are ready to feed the world. And I think this is about global food scarcity and needing a different way of dealing with it. Climate changes. 4, earth, wind, water, and fire hold consciousness. This is not magical thinking or superstition. Let go of the misbelief of separation, and you will find less agitation in the energy systems you live with. So those of you who have studied with me understand this concept of these weather systems, or the ocean, the air, the earth. All of these things have a consciousness. They sort of form as an entity, And they're not an entity, but they act as an entity might. And so when we begin to understand that these aspects or these elemental energy systems have consciousness, we're able to shift our relationship to them. 5, migration shuffles. Climate refugees cross boundaries, mingle cultures, and share new ideas. This is a good thing. I would probably add myself political refugees also, climate and political refugees, economic refugees. This is a good thing. The world is continually shuffling around. We're always, in the history of humanity, we're always moving here and there, trying to figure out a better place to go. As we move, we mingle our ideas, we mingle our cultures, we become less separate as we are exposed to each other. 6, religion fades. Major religious institutions experience lassitude, which is sort of a flatness or boredom or disinterest. The flock drifts away. And this has been going on for quite some time. And as these younger generations come forth, it becomes even more pronounced. 7, extremists hide. The extremist movements become more clandestine. So this would suggest to me a shift in the political structure away from extremism, which would be great. Not sure. We'll just have to wait and see what this means. 8, travel snafus. Current chaos eventually brings radical innovation, entirely new ways of traveling. But in 2023, it's still chaos. And this is interesting. I'm not sure that this means necessarily the modes of transportation like a plane or train. I think it may be around the systems in which we register or ticket or wait. It's sort of like the system isn't working, and over time this becomes very different. 9, utilities disrupt. Power is not dependable. Grids go off and on. This becomes a new normal. You know, this is the normal in many parts of the world already. Here in the US, where this is being recorded, that hasn't been, it is starting to be an issue in some parts of the country, especially relating to fires and climate events. But this idea that we're going to have unlimited power all the time, power is not dependable, grids go off and on. This becomes a new normal. Everything changes. 10, work flexes. Back to office fails, flex prevails. In a few years, we cannot imagine how we once worked. And I think that imagine how we once worked refers to the old system of everyone going down to a downtown core and sitting in an office from 9 to 5. There's just a whole different style that has already formed and becomes even more pronounced as just the way it is. 11, workers unite. Unionization under a new name, perhaps even as an app for gig and part-time workers. So I have no idea what this is, and pretty fascinating. Unionization under a new name, perhaps even as an app to support those folks who are, doing flexible work, and especially work with low wage, a lot of hours, and not a bunch of great benefits or no benefits. Let's see, just a few more. Schools decentralize. Mega schools are replaced with hybrid, in-person, and online education hubs similar to libraries or community centers. And I've been seeing this for a while, the whole destructuring of these giant thousands of people hubs and going more to a neighborhood system or a small system, partly online. Kind of like, how there's always a Starbucks somewhere, that's going to be how schools go. And again, not In 2023, it begins. We begin to move toward this. 13, new inventions, flying cars, which are already on the market, water purifiers, filtration masks, shoe soles, medical lasers are a few. 14, drug repurpose. To everyone's surprise, new drugs for weight loss solve other problems. And I would say vice versa, new drugs for other things solve weight loss. Lots and lots of breakthroughs in medical stuff coming along. 15, lasers heal. New ways of working with lasers and light for healing, such as like infrared and so forth. 16, patriarchy fizzles. Patriarchy and old power systems are out. Coalitions and collaboration are in. We're going to see this across politics all over the place. 17, beyond video, hologram, or, and here's this word, Instacast, is coming sooner than we can imagine. I don't know what Instacast is. It's just the word I received. Hologram. 18, money shifts, stock market, banking, loans, all change. We have a new perspective on how to work with money and wealth. And this is partly about these new generations come up. And finally, 19, Gen Z leads. And, you know, we talk about millennials leading or Gen X or whatever, but this is about Gen Z. These, the new young folks with energy and technology and a different way of thinking about being in oneness. The next generation puts its collective efforts into problem solving, especially in ecology and equality. So there you have it, the forecast, channel forecast for 2023. If you'd like to sign up and get this direct to your inbox, again, there's an annual forecast every year and there are monthly forecasts every month. Just go to sarahwiseman.com and you'll find many places to sign up. There's also a free mini course on the website, The Magic of Blind Readings. I've been channeling since about 2004, I believe, maybe a little bit earlier. So channeling for a long time. I've got several books that are fully channeled with spiritual teachings and more is coming through. Anyway, thank you for listening, everybody, and wishing you a wonderful year, much better than we've been having over the last few years. Thanks for listening.
Want more Spiritual Psychic with Sarah Wiseman? Tune in for more insightful teachings on intuition, spirituality, and you. Want to contact Sarah direct? Visit www.sarahwiseman.com.